Hello everyone. Since Thanksgiving week, and it's been a little bit crazy week than I thought it would be. I won't be doing any lessons or classes this week, so I won't be able to get any content to kind of post to me in the ring or in the class. So I thought I would take a few minutes to talk through kind of what you need if you want to get started in boxing, some of the items you can start off with, and as you progress along, some of the items that you need. So this is kind of going to be a little bit of a here's my kit, and here's the kit that you might need. And this isn't sponsored by anybody. I if I remember the price of something, I'll say the price of something. I don't remember the price of a lot of things. I bought them a while ago. I don't always keep track, but let's get into it. So the first thing you need are hand wraps. Most clubs, when you go, will have some sort of introductory type of class, probably free or probably for minimal price. But you will probably have to pay for hand wraps. I might do a video later on showing how I wrap my hands. Everyone has a different way. But these cost about 10 or 12 bucks, give or take. And my cat has decided to join the video. After you buy the hand wraps and after you take a class or two, keep in mind that as with a free lesson, most of the places will lend you gloves or let you rent gloves or place. I just started renting gloves about 10 or 12 bucks a session, but most will let you kind of use gloves for free. Once you get into it, realize it's a sport you want to keep doing, you're going to want to buy your own gloves. These are 16 ounce, again, not sponsored by anybody. I remember these about 50 bucks. These are really solid gloves. Not the highest end, but will get you through most of your training and sparring. The reason there's 16 gloves, I do have smaller gloves that I used to use, is that you need 16-ounce gloves, at least in our club, for sparring. So they are a little heavy when you work on the heavy bag. They feel a little bit big, but it's just a good glove to have, solid and kind of a workhorse. So I like them a lot. So after you get your gloves, or you probably at the same time you get your gloves, you're going to want to get a pair of boxing shoes. As you can see, they're similar to regular sneakers, but they're a little bit less sole at the bottom, and they have kind of this higher ankle. I don't want to say protection, but it does help to keep your ankle a bit more in place, especially as you kind of run around and you do a lot of swiveling. You do a lot of not a heavy impact on your ankles, but helps you prevent from your ankles getting twisted. The only drawback with these and actually most boxing shoes is that I have super flat feet, and so these tend to not have any arch support in them. I can get some insert to get some arch support, but I'm worried that it'll kind of affect, because you're really supposed to sit on your toes quite often when you box. So I'm worried if I have some sort of inserts, it'll make it more difficult to do that. I don't remember the price of these. I bought these a while ago. There's a lot of different styles, colors. There's ones where the ankle part is much thinner. I just like these chunky ones because it feels like it just kind of keeps my ankle more in place, especially because I'm a little bit older. Just wanted also another piece of equipment or clothing I find quite useful. I wear these Under Armour compression shorts underneath my regular shorts, and not to get too graphic or into too much detail, but they just give you a better feel than your regular cotton underwear, because they help whisk sweat away, and when you get sweat in a certain area, it's not very comfortable. Plus, they help certain areas from chafing against each other. So I definitely recommend. There's also, I have a longer legging version of this for when it gets cold, so that my legs don't get too cold. But definitely recommend some sort of compression shorts as opposed to just wearing your ordinary everyday boxes underneath your shorts. So now that you've got your shoes, you've got your boxing gloves, you got your wraps, and you decided you want to do some serious sparring, you definitely have to have these two pieces of equipment. The club will probably have this equipment there for you to use, but keep in mind that you will be sweating in this, and you probably going to want to end up having your own thing that you sweat in on a regular basis. So again, this isn't sponsored by anybody. This headgear is pretty well padded. It has really good coverage for your face, because you will get punched in the face at some point. There's ones that have even kind of a nose piece that goes across your nose to protect your nose. I just find that one to be restrictive in terms of your vision, because you already feel like, at least for me, that your vision is restricted once you put this on. I did have a little trouble kind of putting this on the first time because the lacing is a bit complicated, so you're probably going to want to have somebody help you at the club put this on for the first time to make sure it sits snugly on your face. You don't want this thing kind of wobbling all over the place that you have to keep adjusting it. And don't want it too tight that you feel like it's suffocating you. The next piece for sure is this groin protection. This is There's versions of this that are a bit smaller, a little bit less coverage and not as big, a little bit more comfortable, I'd imagine. But because I'm sparring mostly amateurs, and sometimes people throw a little bit wild, they recommended that you have something a bit bigger that gives you more protection. I don't remember exactly how much each item was. I think this might have been 25, and maybe this one also 25. Again, don't take my word for it. If you're interested, just go look up for yourself. But definitely for sparring, you will need these two pieces of equipment. As well as the headgear and the groin protection for sparring, you definitely would need some sort of mouth gear. This one, the club had that they boil it in water first. You press down to it, so it makes a impression of just your particular teeth and mouth. You can buy mouth gear from Dick's Sporting Goods. They're kind of affordable. I think the club maybe under $5, and I think Dick's Sporting Goods around the same price. I did also buy this kind of, casing for it. Because after you use your mouth protector, you don't want to put it in your pocket, if you know what I mean. So you kind of put it in here. It doesn't mean this doesn't clean it, but at least it keeps it a little bit more clean for when you want to use it, as opposed to putting it in your pocket or putting it into your bag. So again, they will not let you spar if you don't have some sort of mouth protector. So the final item, just going to talk quickly about, you need a really good gym bag. I know it sounds kind of, logical and goes without saying, but a lot of gym bags are over the shoulder or too small. You need something that's going to be able to fit all your gear into it easily without feeling like you're rummaging around to pull out a particular item. So I also like this one by Adidas because it's a fairly good size. It also has the nice side pockets, which I tend to put wraps on the side, or I put an extra t-shirt on the side, and it has more than enough space to fit. You can see there's an actual jump rope in there that is broken. That's why I need to get it repaired. That's why I didn't talk about the jump rope. But see, it has more than enough space to fit all my gear in it, and easy to carry. So this, for some reason, this was quite difficult to find. I can't explain why. It took me going to a couple of different shops to find something of this size, but you're going to want something pretty big to fit the gloves, your headgear, the groin protection, even your shoes. If you want to have your shoes in there, you need a fairly good sized bag. So everything I just showed you, except for the shoes, I tend not to like to put my shoes in my bag. Fits easily within this bag with still room to spare. This side, I usually have a spare t-shirt or that I put in, and this side has like a million different, not a million, but a number of different wraps that I like to keep. This one tip about the wraps, or two tips about the wraps. I'll pull one out. I tend to, before I go to class, I tend to roll them up this way tight, because I find it's easier to wrap your hands this way as opposed to when you have them loose. You have to they're loose on the floor. You have to wrap your hands that way. I find that this is easier. It keeps the tension better when it wraps on your hands as opposed to leaving them loose. Also, it seems to go a little bit quicker. So I save some time before I leave by rolling them into a ball like this. When I get to the club or gym, just whip them out, put my hands ready to go. The second thing is you would want to have a few different wraps handy. You don't want to just have one pair of wraps because they do get sweaty, they do get smelly, and when you wash them, you have to put them in like a little net type of bag so that they don't kind of mess up your washer or dry. So I have right now maybe 4 pairs stuck in there. It's just, trust me, you'd be amazed how quickly these start to go south in terms of how they smell. So it's better to have a few extra spares. And sometimes someone at the gym might have forgot their wraps. It's always good to kind of lend them your wraps. So that is it in terms of kind of my kit and what you need, and the different things at different points when you do the sport that you need. So hopefully this has been helpful. I want to wish everyone a great Thanksgiving with you and your family and friends. A safe one, and I will see you next week. Bye.